This is just a quick video saying how to utilize buffs specifically during the Midsummer Fire Festival. So the buffs we're going to be utilizing are the Winds of Sanctuary, which has to do with the Diablo event, as well as the Ribbon Dance buff, which we get from the Midsummer Fire Festival. The one thing I do want to note as well is to remember to turn on War Mode, because when you have War Mode, you will be able to get an extra 10% experience from outdoor mob kills. So the first thing we have to do is we have to talk to Chromie, and we're doing this so we can set our timeline to the Cataclysm time walking timeline, because we need to use an old world zone up until level 60. After Chromie, we have to go spin in some circles to get our ribbon buff to utilize the 10% bonus experience for mob kills for what we're trying to accomplish. Now it's time to go to Duskwood, and we have to enter a specific crypt. You see here I just entered this crypt, and it's time to blast some mobs. So there's nothing too complex about this. You are just going to pull as big as you can handle and kill as many mobs that you can at a time. I did this both on a level 54 DK, and I started my paladin in the early 30s. I have some other clips of to show later. It's really just pulling mobs, killing them as fast as you can, and not dying. You're getting a lot of XP doing this. You can just see the XP bar just going in, up and up and up. The only downside to this is I don't know if this is possible on not tanks. You can for sure do this before level 50, unlike some other guides I think I've seen of this zone before, but I just don't know if maybe Frost Mage can do this, but you just have to be able to live, like you can see, like 20 mobs at once, and if you can't live 20 mobs at once, then there's really no point to be doing this, and you probably will just be better off questing, to my knowledge. I mean, surely someone can let me know if it's not the case, but from what I can see, this is super fast, efficient levels, just zooming through the crypt here. And you can see in a second, there's not really much to gain from this as far as, I guess, just like an overall green farm like you might in some Burning Crusade dungeons. You'll occasionally get like a blue or maybe some sort of world drop, but nothing really special that I would worry about. This room is the second room that you can pull, or that I pull, of the next 3 rooms. Again, you're just doing big AoE pulls to, you know, maximize the time you spend killing a ton of mobs at once, and then just, you know, quickly moving into the next room. The only downside about this is there is a little bit of a respawn time, but I'm not exactly sure what that is. And then this is the final room. I forgot in this specific video to include the 3rd room. It has Mormont, a good old elite. He doesn't really do anything. You don't even have to worry about kicking him. Again, you just kind of group everything up, kill it all, and then after you kill it all, I like to just go back to the start of the crypt and then wait for everything to respawn and then go do it again in 4 or 5 pulls. So after my DK, like I said, I decided to give this a couple runs with my paladin. This is just going to be a couple spliced together runs from random parts. I'm just pulling everything together. You know, I'm not even level 50 in this clip. What am I? Level, I think 34. So just starting out. The only thing that's important that in my opinion, is having the heirloom set bonus helps a lot, and you'll see here in a moment. On the next pull, not in this pull, because when you level up, the heirloom set bonus has an effect where it does a giant AoE explosion, and that AoE explosion helps a lot to kill a lot of these mobs at once. So it's just less time you have to spend killing them. I was saying earlier, I think you can probably only do this on tanks. It's just would probably be way too much for most of these just squishy DPS classes to try to tank 20 mobs at once. I think you can do this on Frost Mage. I've heard of people doing it on Frost Mage. I personally have not tried because I just don't feel like putting forth the effort. This is just one of the big things I wanted to at least show off was the heirloom set bonus popping off here in a moment. Three, two, one, boom. See, and there it goes. It just kills everything almost instantly. Again, like I said, Team Mog isn't great from this. Even the greens aren't great. I think I got 2 blues doing this on 2 characters to level 60. So just overall very mid. I'm not sure as well, speaking about level 60, because the zone is technically scaled up to level 60. You can do more. Like, you can do these mobs still for experience, but I'm not sure if it's worth after level 60 because the Sanctuary buff runs off at least, which is the big 50% bonus, so you're missing out on the 50% bonus. So I'm not sure if it's still going to be worthwhile with just the 10% mob XP bonus here. Again, this is just me doing the 3rd room. So one quick note is I'm not sure what level you can actually start doing this farm at. In this clip, I'm level 48. I was doing it in the 50s, obviously on my DK. I think I started off these clips around like this same paladin level like 34 or so. So it's just kind of up to you and what your kit has, and as well as possibly your ability. Like the AoE CC helps for a little bit for efficiency, but it's not really needed. Here we go. This is the room I like to pull forward. This room has a lot of mobs. This is kind of a hard room just because there's so many mobs you have to kind of group up. So it gets a little dangerous grouping them up. But again, on Paladin and Death Knight, this wasn't that big of a deal. I'm sure you could do this, on Monk with self-heals. Druid has pretty good self-healing. Warrior might be a little sketchy, but if you're killing them fast enough, you should get enough impending or victory rush resets to make this like actually not that bad, and it's mostly physical damage too, so you'll be blocking most of the damage, so I don't know. I would say go ahead and just try this, slam some mobs, get some experience. And then again, here's the last room that I like to pull. I don't know if pulling Morbid Fell screws with anything, like if it screws the mob timings or respawns. I just pull it just because it's an elite, so it gives a little bit more experience. If someone knows better, great, but like I said, for now, this is just a very good way to utilize all of the XP buffs available. And getting some characters to level 60 pretty fast. There it was the heirloom set again, and good luck.